I don't believe that that's correct in terms
Let
of...
me ask you one more time. You support Hamas, don't you? You support UNRWA and Hamas, don't you?
Sir,
Please.
I think it's exceptionally disappointing that you're looking at an Arab American witness before you and saying you support Hamas.
You know what's disappointing to me?
I do not support Hamas.
Bring yourself
I do
to
not
say
support Hamas.
You don't
or
support UNRWA. You don't support Hamas. You don't.
I was very clear in my support for UNRWA.
Hezbollah, and you don't support Iran. You should hide your head in a bag.
Your time has expired.
What's going on, Patriots? Welcome back to America Briefs, where we speak truth, defend America, and call out the chaos. Now, I just watched a wild exchange during a recent Senate hearing, and let me tell you, it's about time someone like Senator John Kennedy said what needed to be said.
Time has expired.
Deeply wrong, sir.
Senator Kennedy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Rabbi, do you believe there are a substantial number of people at Harvard University who believe in diversity, equity, inclusion, and the right to harass Jews?
I do.
That's a yes?
Yes.
And do you believe those people have acted on their self-anointed right to harass Jews?
Yes.
And has the administration at Harvard University allowed that to happen?
Yes.
Is that true at University of California at Berkeley?
Yes.
How about UCLA?
Yes.
How about NYU?
Yes.
A lot of other universities too. Isn't that the case?
That is correct.
Now, Title VI says that if you receive federal money, you can't harass Jews. Isn't that true?
That is correct.
Has the Biden-Harris administration taken away the money of Harvard?
No.
How about Berkeley?
Nope.
How about UCLA?
No, sir.
How about NYU?
No.
They've just talked, haven't they?
That is correct.
Okay. Do you think this condoned behavior at these universities, this condoned belief at these universities, and let me state it again, they believe in diversity, equity, inclusion, and the right to harass Jews. It's what they believe. What you do is what you believe. Everything else is just cottage cheese. Do you think that is consistent with their mission as universities?
Absolutely not.
Okay. So above and beyond the question of money, it is the morality, the purpose of higher education in America, is it not?
That is correct.
Ms. Berry, you are the executive director of the Arab American Institute. Is that correct?
Correct, sir.
Okay. And according to your website, you're also, I'm going to quote here, a longtime Democratic Party activist who served as a member of the 2016 Democratic National Convention's Platform Standing Committee, close quote. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. You support Hamas, do you not?
Senator, oddly enough, I'm going to say thank you for that question because it demonstrates the purpose of our hearing today in a very effective way.
Let's start first with a yes or no.
Hamas is a foreign terrorist organization that I do not support, but you asking the executive director of the Arab American Institute that question very much puts the focus on the issue of hate in our country.
Well, I got your answer, and I appreciate it. What is the, you support Hezbollah too, don't you?
Again, I find this line of questioning extraordinarily disappointing,
Is that a
Senator.
no?
That
Or
You
yes?
have Arab American constituents that you represent
is
in
that
your great state.
Yes, ma'am, I understand that, but my time's limited, and I apologize, but is that a yes or a no?
Yes or no question to do I support Hezbollah? The answer is I don't support violence, whether it's Hezbollah, Hamas, or any other entity that invokes
You
it.
can't
So
bring
no,
yourself to say no, can you?
No, I can say no. I can say yes.
But
What
you
I can
haven't.
say is
You just
your
can't
line
make
of
yourself do
questioning.
it. Do you
Senator.
support or oppose Iran and their hatred of Jews?
Again, I'm going to emphasize Iran, Hezbollah, Hamas, none of them is going to, this
You
discussion.
can't bring yourself to say no, can
Sir,
you?
I don't support.
It's real simple.
Excuse me. I'm going to,
Ian,
if I may, as a Muslim woman, sir, I'm going to tell you I do not support Iran. But what I will tell you is that this conversation.
I'm running out of time. I'm
Okay.
sorry. You called our decision to
Please.
cut funding. You called our decision to cut fund. Well, first, what's the United Nations Relief and Works Agency?
It's UNRWA, which is
Yeah.
the institution that exists to provide services and aid to the nearly 6 million Palestinian refugees.
And you called our decision to cut funding for them, quote, an incredible moral failure, close quote.
That is absolutely correct. But again, I would suggest that conversation is about foreign policy.
We did that because 9 UNRWA staff members were fired for actually helping Hamas on October 7th. Isn't that the case?
I don't believe that that's correct in terms
Let
of.
me ask you one more
please.
time. You support Hamas, don't you? You
Sir.
support UNRWA and Hamas, don't you?
Sir,
Please.
I think it's exceptionally disappointing that you're looking at an Arab American witness before you and saying you support Hamas.
You know what's disappointing to me?
I do not
You
support
can't
Hamas.
Bring yourself
I do
to
not
say
support Hamas
You don't
or
support UNRWA. You don't support Hamas. You don't.
I was very
support
clear in my support for UNRWA.
Hezbollah, and you don't
I
support Iran.
oppose-
You should hide your head in a bag.
Your time has expired. Please.
So here's the story. Barry, the executive director of the Arab American Institute, sat before the Senate and got grilled by Kennedy, and Kennedy didn't hold back. He went straight to the point, asking about support for Hamas, about the anti-Semitic garbage being allowed on our college campuses, and whether we should pull federal funding from schools that let this stuff fly. And guess what Barry did? He dodged, he denied, and then he played the victim card. Let's be crystal clear. No one should support Hamas. This isn't complicated. They're a terrorist organization, full stop. But instead of strongly condemning them and the violence being encouraged by some radical student groups, Barry danced around the issue and started talking about civil discourse. Civil discourse? Really? Tell that to the Jewish students being harassed on campuses right now. Tell that to the American families watching radical protests calling for intifada and the destruction of Israel, all while their tax dollars keep flowing into these so-called institutions of higher learning. And Kennedy? He did what we need more senators to do. He asked the hard questions. He stood up for truth. He defended Jewish students. And he questioned whether our money, our taxpayer money, should be going to colleges that allow open hatred and intimidation under the banner of diversity and inclusion. Here's my opinion. As a proud American and a patriot, if a university turns a blind eye to radical protests that glorify terrorists, they should lose federal funding. Period. You don't get to cash checks from hardworking Americans while allowing hate to flourish on your campus. We're not talking about peaceful disagreement here. We're talking about calls for violence. We're talking about students being targeted for their faith. And when people like Barry won't directly condemn it, they're part of the problem. We are at a crossroads, folks. Do we stand up for American values, for freedom, for real justice? Or do we keep letting this twisted ideology take root in our institutions? I say, enough is enough. It's time we hold our universities accountable. It's time we demand real leadership. And it's time we stop tiptoeing around the truth in the name of political correctness. So thank you, Senator Kennedy, for speaking up. And to the rest of the Senate, take notes. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, Patriots. Let's keep speaking truth and defending this great nation, no matter who tries to silence us. Until next time, God bless you and God bless the United States of America.